Mangione with your first forecast.
If you have outdoor plans today, locally we are looking great. A slight chance of an isolated shower, even a thunder shower possible, but most, if not all of Saturday is rain-free. We will talk a lot more about that local Futurecast coming up in just a few minutes. First, here is Irma, and you can see the outer rings of Irma on radar. And you know it's getting closer when the Miami radar can pick up some of these rain showers. Some thunderstorms, lightning also incorporated in this. Now, I should point out, this is not Irma. Irma is still down here, and the center does not get close or make a landfall across the coast of Florida until tomorrow afternoon. But things will go downhill today with increasing winds and continued off and on rain showers and the potential of some thunderstorms. So we will get right back to Irma in just a second. I did want to show you a really nice sunrise here from our Narragansett camera. Visibility here in great shape, with our temperatures a little bit on the cool side. 48 right now in Smithfield, 45 Taunton, 55 in Newport, 55 Westerly, 57 on Block Island. So feeling a little fallish this morning. I did mention a slight chance of a shower, thunderstorm. Again, not a washout. If these occurred, it would be 5 or 10 minutes. That would be pretty much it. And then tonight into tomorrow, clearing skies. Same sort of situation tomorrow. We have kind of a cooler air mass overhead, and that can sometimes trigger some of these quick pop-up showers. But most of Sunday is rain-free as well. Temperatures climbing through the 50s and 60s, and then eventually topping out in the low 70s today, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Highs around 69 or 70 from Providence to Smithfield into Taunton. Temperatures along the south coast a little cooler, upper 60s, so certainly not a really warm beach day or anything like that. And you can see in the capital city around 71 at 3 o'clock in the afternoon with a slight chance of a shower. All right, a lot going on. We not only have Irma, we have Jose. Now, fortunately, Jose not a threat to southern New England, but some of those same areas affected by Irma, and I shouldn't say affected, I should say devastated by Irma, could get hit again by Jose. So obviously, that is not a good thing to see. Our focus now will be on Irma. And Irma right now has winds of 155 miles an hour, a Category 4 storm. And because the water is pretty warm, temperatures in the mid-80s here in the ocean, some strengthening is possible. So it could go back into a Category 5 before making landfall in Florida. Even if it stays a 4, it almost doesn't really matter. It becomes a technicality, a very strong storm. A lot of storm surge affected, damaging wind gusts, and even some pretty heavy rainfall will move into Florida and inland. As we take a look at the winds wrapping around this thing, you can see it's on this side where that push from the south is most devastating, especially if it made landfall right over Key West. It'd be right in the southwestern section of Florida, which would get all that push of water to the really strong winds. So even though everywhere in Florida will have major impacts from this storm, the exact track is important in that right to the right of that track or right along the track, that's where you can see the most devastating of effects. And because that track has shifted a little further to the west over the past 24 to 48 hours, that's why they're especially concerned here along the west coast of Florida. You can see the clustering of the computer models, which is basically what we're looking at here, is sort of along the west coast of Florida. Even a few solutions going into the Gulf of Mexico, and at this point that is not completely out of the question. So it's such a big storm, though, even if it went to the Gulf, even the eastern coast of Florida would have some big winds and storm surge because it's such a big storm. Hurricane Andrew was a Category 5 at landfall. Obviously, that was a big deal, but it was a much smaller storm. The winds from the storm expand very, very wide from the center. That's why impacts will be pretty much everywhere here across the Sunshine State. Now, as we head into tomorrow afternoon, you could see potentially a Category 4 going right over Key West. So that's why you're hearing a lot about these really strict evacuation orders. They want everybody out of there because this could really devastate a lot of the Key West area, especially with the big storm surge. 6 to 12 feet is possible. And then we'll have to keep a close eye on this for areas like Naples, Fort Myers, even into Tampa, where the track is now getting pretty close. So it's right along the west coast where they're especially on high alert because this track could be especially bad for them. And then as we go into the middle of next week or the beginning of next week, some heavy rain likely for the interior of the United States. So it's not only storm surge and storm surge flooding, we could get a little bit of flooding produced by rainfall as well. I wanted to rewind the clock and just show you the timeline of all of this. And even though we'll likely get some tropical storm force winds, potentially even hurricane force winds by late tonight into tomorrow, things going downhill today actually, it's not until tomorrow, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, where we could have a potential landfall there in Florida. So still a little bit of time until the center makes a close pass or a direct hit in Florida. 7-day Futurecast shows locally we're in pretty good shape here. 73 today, 72 tomorrow, and then warmer as we go towards the middle of the week. 79 on Tuesday with mostly sunny skies. So a little taste of summer returning. WPRI.com, the place to go for all your latest weather updates.